welcome to this video. So today we'll have a breakdown for this trade that we have executed on US 500. We have a short position from this level. Our take profit was right here and our stop loss was at this level right here. We have made $3,100 on this trade. Of course, this is a live account on XM. So let's go to TradingView to understand the reason behind this execution. When we start the analysis, the price was moving somewhere right here. So when you open the chart always and you try to trade with fractal geometry, you need to have a plan. You are not just randomly looking for the charts and for self-similarity and you start taking nonsense models and you try to scale them anywhere on the chart and you try to figure out self-similarity or any relation between the fractals. It will not work in this way. You should have an understanding of the dynamics, the methodology, the process, how you will start, what you are looking for exactly. So when we start from this low right here, you can see that the price was going up and it has formed an L movement. This L movement right here was rescaled the same way right here. And this is what we call the symmetry of the fractals. If you have ever heard about something called Takagi function, this is the plot for the function. And right here we can see that we have a symmetry between this part right here and this part right here. So we have the same details, the same self-similarity. So this pattern right here was unchanged after we did a reflection right here. So this is one of the properties of Takagi function, and this is what we'll use on this analysis right here. So this is our fractal. When we take it outside of the chart, we'll scale it and we'll try to understand the details and the self-similarity. So from this low, which is the same low right here, the price was going up and we had this L. So the same way right here. And then we had these equal lows, equal highs, equal lows, equal highs. So what we are expecting a lower high and then push to the downside. So we are expecting a lower high and then push to the downside. Of course, with the Takagi function, we should understand the relation between the small pattern and the bigger pattern based on the fib levels. It must be always multiplied by 3 times. So right here, this is the analysis in a very simple way. We have just identified this one based on the Takagi function. Of course, because of the iterations on fractal geometry, we have a segment and then we'll have the iteration. We can still find the fractal in the same way in different places. So for example, right here, we had the same Takagi model right here. When we take a copy and we scale it, this long is not important right here. We are just focusing on the short. And this is what we have executed at the end. We have just executed the short. We didn't execute any longs. So right here, the same way, from this low, we have this pattern with lower high. So the same way it will be right here. And as we have said, we can have multiple iterations on the chart. So this was 1, this was 2, and the same way right here we'll have the third one. We can see that we have a good self-similarity right here in these parts, lower high, lower high, lower high. And in this way, you will have more confidence in your execution right here that the price must not break this high. If the price will break this high, it will invalidate my analysis. So this will be my stop loss. And then we'll have the take profit right here. And you can figure out your entry easily right here. So that's why you should understand how the mechanism of fractals work. Because what most of the people will do in this case, they will just take a copy of this movement and they will consider it as a Y model, which is not the case. When we trade the Y model, we'll not find it in this area. We should find it in this area right here, the equilibrium area. So what most of people will do, they will just wait right here for the price to develop and they will take the long position targeting this high. First, right here, we are expecting a lower low. So we still didn't see the breakout of this low. And even if we have the breakout of this low and you will be waiting for the long right here to target this high, it will fail. Because it's not a Y model. Not, or because simply a fractal or a movement on the chart was self-similar to another one on the chart, it doesn't mean that the rest of the movement right here will be the same right here. And this is where most of the people will lose and will just give up trading with fractal geometry because they don't understand this part. They ignore the idea that there is a iterations on the chart, and after some time this cycle will end and there is another cycle that will start. So when you just trading blindly or randomly without understanding these cycles, that this is already the end, I should take the short from here. If I miss the short, I cannot trade the fractal or the model anymore. This is how you will trade and you will save your money and you will make money at the end. But if you are just trading blind in this way, that's okay. You will lose your money. It's a very simple equation. Doesn't require a lot of explanation. So right here, we have found one iteration, we have found the second one, we have found the third one, but this one was the one with higher self-similarity with the best scaling. These ones also will work, but you need to go to lower time frame so you can find more details on the copy. You can see this equal lows and equal highs, but always you will find it on the middle right here, so you can have the symmetry. If we take right here a vertical line and we put it at this level, what we'll see that we have this part and its symmetry to this part right here, which is the same thing right here. And it's the same thing right here we can see on the Takagi function. So nothing is random, even the randomness in the market happen for a reason. So just take your time, try to learn. If you are interested, we are offering now a group mentorship program. You can send a message to our support on Telegram to apply. Thank you so much. Have a great day.